Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Most High willing, everyone's doing well. Enduring, continue to persevere in the spirit, right? Battling the demons and the trials that come upon us. Right? Yahweh willing, we are increasing more and more. Right? This is a very serious time that we're living in for many reasons. Partially as we always talk about, having this Passover coming up. It's a very important season that we're living in. And not just that, but all of the things that are happening around the world. It's a very important time that we're living in. So most of when everyone's taking heed to that, right? And not being complacent, right? Already being the truth. It's not a time to be complacent. It's a time to push more. Like, what are you missing? What type of things should you be doing that you haven't been doing? Like, this is a time to really look to see what leaven is in us that we may be neglecting. A lot of people are neglecting certain things that's within them. Right, so we have to look within us and see the type of things that we may be neglecting. All right, starting. Actually, you have a point?
Oh, yeah. Do you finish your point then? I'll jump in.
All right, starting Acts 13, verse 14.
Okay. It's the book of Acts, chapter 13, and verse number 14. And it reads, "But when they departed from Perga, they came to Antioch in Pisidia, and went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and sat down."
All right, you don't have to wait till we get to the kingdom to start keeping the Sabbath, man. Right? We do that wherever land we've been scattered to. We're still going to keep the Sabbath. It's not an excuse. I'm in the land of my oppressor, so I can't keep the Sabbath day. That's not an excuse. That's a weak nature. The Lord said to put off the weak nature. Let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 14. You have to put off that, man. All right, and keep the commandments of the Lord.
Okay. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 14. "Let go from the mortal thoughts."
Right, mortal thoughts. Which are thoughts of the carnal mind. Mortal going back to the word death. Right, so you get like mortgage, post-mortem. Right, it's going into death, man. Right, all you got thoughts that are actually leading onto death. You're saying, I can't keep the Sabbath. That's a deathly thought, man. Right, read on.
"Cast away the burdens of man."
Right, cast away the burdens of man. What burdens does man put on you? Oh, go and work on the Saturday. That's his burden that he puts upon you. Cast that away, man. I ain't working on that Saturday. I'm not working on Friday evening to Saturday evening, right? Because you're an Israelite. We don't do that. That's the token that we have unto the Most High, that we are His people.
"Put off now the weak nature."
The what?
Weak nature.
All right, so you can't be weak. All right, you can't be out here just crying or simping around. But Jake's simping around for people, man. Wearing dresses for women. Right, just outright just simping and going off. You have to put off the weak nature and all the carnal thoughts, right, of man, to make sure we are a man of the Most High God. Let's go back to Acts 13 and then verse 15.
Okay. It's the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 15. And it reads, "After the reading of the law and the prophets, the rulers of the synagogue sent unto them, saying, Ye men and brethren, if ye have any word of exhortation for the people, say on."
That's why we're here, man, to exhort each of us to continue, right, to persevere, to go through and have faith in this truth. Right?
Kanye, shalom. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 13. Right? Because like the brother's saying, you got to put off that weak nature. Weak nature is not enduring for damn 5 months. Right? Yeah, I was in this truth for 6 years. And then in the 7th year, to make it complete, you just fall out of the truth. Right? That's not enduring. Right? Let's read that.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right. So you got to endure until the end. Right. That's what it means to put off that weak nature, to keep on actually doing and abiding in this truth and abiding to what the Lord has set forth before us. Can't just endure for a few seconds and then now you just now it's the 7th year or the 7th month. Now it's completion. Now I'm done. The Lord's not dealing with that, right? Let's jump to verse 37.
Verse 37.
South verse 36.
Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
Right.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right, because in those days, they were excited, like Christ is going to read say on in the next verse. Right, they were excited, they're happy, they were sitting around, they're probably in spoons, right? You know, ciders and all that kind of stuff, freaking off. You know, read on.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Go on.
And knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
And did what, sorry?
Took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right, so that's how it's going to be, man. Right? People say, oh, but the rapture, they're saying, oh, the rapture, hey, the rapture's not coming, man. I think that everyone's just getting shot up into the sky like it's a damn Simpsons movie. Right? Ain't no rapture, man. Right? You got to endure to the end. Right? Because in them times, hey, like it says here, you know, everyone was enjoying life. Yeah, we was living life. Right? Ain't no, you got to live according to the word, man. Yeah, I'm just out here. Right? What can't you got it?
Right. And that's why it's important that we just looking at what's going on in the world. Let's get Luke chapter 12 and verse 1. Start from verse 1 and get verse 2 as well after. There's a lot of things going on, and you know, a lot of people just are saying things and just talking too much. Some people they actually talk too much, and they don't really have any substance to back that. Right? You have to back, you know, your talk, right? Whether it's with scripture, whether it's with your actions, or both. You have to back your talk, man. Don't be talking and you're not about that, man. You can say, you know, I can do all things through Christ, but you're making excuses all the time. You're telling other people, you know, yeah, man, put down the weed, man. You can do all things through Christ, but you're the one who makes excuses as to why you can't do what you need to do. I mean, you can't do all things through Christ. So you have to back your talk. Let's get there.
So book of Luke chapter 12 and verse 1. And it reads, in the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trod one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy.
Right. Hypocrisy was the leaven that the Pharisees had. Let's get the etymology of hypocrisy. So that's what we're going to speak about. There's a lot of words that people throw around. I just say, oh yeah, you're a hypocrite. And they don't even know what that even means. Right, we're going to explain, right, what hypocrisy means, and we're going to go into the lesson, how this even ties in, because people throw words around, right? So we're going to go into today, did Yahawashi blaspheme? People just, right, would throw that word around at him, right?
So hypocrisy, the sin of pretending to virtue or goodness. It says,
that's pretty much it. But yeah, there's other stuff in it as well, but that's pretty much summarizes it.
See that? Acting on the stage.
So it's an act, right? So if you're pretending, you're acting. So if you put on an act, you put on a front that you are righteous, you put on a front that you're zealous, but you're not really zealous. You're just zealous at camp, or you're just zealous in front of your family, or you're just zealous in front of your friends. But outside of that, You're not zealous anymore. Anytime when you're only gassed up when people are around. That's the only time. Yeah. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Well, on your own, you're not on fire. You're not even on spark. Some people they get excited when other people are around, and we see that all the time, man. Especially at camp, we see that. Right, when people are around their friends, right, they just become a whole different person. Like, yes, when you're around people, iron will sharpen iron, and right, two being together, they can be warm. Yeah, you can be on fire when you're with other people and be strengthened, and you should be. That's what brothers are for. But you shouldn't be a whole different person now that you're with. Oh, this brother's around now. I'm a whole different person. Right? You're saying things you would never say before. Right? You're doing things you would never do. Right? That's not even in your mind. You become a whole different person when other people are around. That's hypocrisy. Now you're claiming to have these good values when people are around or when you're in the situation, but on your own, you're not like that. You're not built like that. You're not cut like that.
You're not that guy, pal.
Yeah, you're not that righteous guy, right? But you're trying to act like it when other people are around. That'll be hypocrisy, right? All right, if we were here, right, teaching and all of this, and then outside of that, just close the live down and just start, backstrapping, right? Right, and just hotboxing. Right? There's people that could do that, man. You got people that use the scriptures and then start doing that. Right? That would be hypocrisy. Pretending to have some virtue or some goodness that you don't have. Right? You're putting burdens on people that you don't even live up to. Right? That will be evil. And it's to make sure we don't have that within us, because that was the leaven of the Pharisees. The Lord said we can't have any leaven with us in these last days, man. Right? In these last days, even going up to the Passover, we got a few days left up unto that, unto the deliverance of the Israelites. Let's get verse 2 as well.
Verse 2, Luke 12 and 2. Mm-hmm. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known.
Right, because leaven, you pretty much hide, on a physical level, you hide leaven inside the dough. So leaven is inside the bread. So, bread is a part of the body of Yahawashi. You can't put leaven in the body of Yahawashi, man. Right? Yahawashi, he's unleavened. He is that unleavened bread. So you can't have that within us. You're trying to hide that within you, because when you get passed through the fire, that leaven is going to show. And we're going to see who has that leaven, that he has that hypocrisy, who's really living what they're talking about. Right? Telling other people, yeah, our history is in the Bible. You got to get back into the Bible. That's where you find our heritage. You don't even read, man. You tell them, yeah, you got to go into it. Yeah, man, all of it, everywhere, every part of it. You don't even read. You're telling other people, yeah, you got to go into it. You don't even go into it. That would be hypocrisy. So every ounce, right, gram of leaven that may be within you, you have to remove that, right, and make sure you're living and going according to what you're really trying to claim that you live by. This word. Let's get 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. And you have to live by what we talk about. Otherwise, if you don't, just don't talk, man. You don't have to talk about stuff that you don't live by. You don't want to be you got them rappers that just rap about stuff they're not even living. No one likes that, man. Right? You got to talk and then you walk that what you're talking. Let's get there.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. But refuse profane and old wives' fables, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness.
Right, so you don't want to have old wives' fables, right? Meaning, you have some people, they bring fables, they bring, what they think, their opinion in life, and like you see, like these podcasts and all of these stuff that are in the world, right? Just speaking about worldly wisdom, and there might be some little stuff in there that makes sense, but for the most part, it'll be a fable. It'll be a story about, this situation, some random analogy, and you think, oh yeah, that's deep. Everyone just saying deep stuff. I refuse that. And just make sure you have no leaven in your doctrine and just keep on to knowledge and wisdom and understanding that comes from the Most High. Don't get caught up in the worldly fables and the worldly stories and the worldly wisdom, right? You have to make sure it's righteous, man. Right? Because in the world, they might say, because you've got like certain wars maybe between may have wars between two ethnic groups that are Israelites, or you have two Israelites that are beefing, and now you're like getting caught up into that because the world said that you should pick this side or pick that side. But hey, man, we have to have mercy upon all our people, so we don't want to be caught up into worldly stories and worldly tales. Okay? All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 9. So I'm going to go to this account where they tried to accuse Yahawashi of blasphemy. I'm going to see, okay, did he blaspheme? Right? There's a lot of doctrine out there, man, in these last days. People are saying that even scholars, they go into Matthew 19, verse 17, and they're trying to question the validity of Yahawashi, trying to say, well, what did he really mean when he said, if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. You got scholars trying to say, well, they kind of threw them off, man. They're trying to say, oh, what's he really trying to say? You know, what's the deeper message behind it? Right, rather than trying to go into what, just read it or what it's saying, man. Trying to say, nah, that's not. He's not really saying keep the commandments. There's a deeper message behind it, right? So you have to go into these things, see the type of things. Like Christ was accused of many things, so we're going to be accused of many things. All right, let's start in Matthew chapter 9. We'll start with verse 1.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 9, and verse number 1. And he entered into a ship and passed over, and came into his own city. And behold, they brought to him a man sick of the palsy.
Right, there was a man sick of the palsy. Right, let's get the definition of palsy. Because you have different types of palsy. Right, the most common, famous one you know today would be the cerebral palsy. Right, so yeah, good.
Oh, that's off. That's off. That's off. Let's go to it. What are you? You see that? I said no name. Okay, we'll praise to the Most High. This is a book of the book. This is the etymology of palsy. It says weakness, numbness, paralysis, loss of ability to speak, failure of a part of the body to function properly.
Right, so you may have a disability where you have certain part of you can't move, right? So like a partial paralysis in your body, right? That's the type of palsy that you had. So he wasn't able to fully, move his body. You have some people, they've got, they may have one leg that is numb and they can't move their leg. They may have just one leg that they can move and they just have to kind of swing their other leg over as they walk. Some people, they're just fully from the waist down. They just can't move their legs at all. And let's get that in the blue letter as well. We'll show what that palsy is as well. In Matthew 9, verse 2.
Okay.
So sound out.
Okay.
Strong's G 3885. Paralutikas. Paralutikas.
Yeah, paralyticus, because it's going into being paralyzed. Right, so that palsy is a paralysis, right? And like it says here, suffering from the relaxing of the nerves on one side. You have some people on one side, right? Like I was saying, I might have one leg, and that leg doesn't function properly, right? So that's a type of disability that today you might be in a wheelchair or something similar, right? A scooter, or they might have like a walking stick or something like that to help them move. Right, that's the type of people that Yahawashi was dealing with. Right, let's go to Luke chapter 5 and shed more light on this account. Get Luke chapter 5, verse 18.
Come on, it's the book of Luke, chapter 5 and verse 18. And it reads, and behold, men brought in a bed a man which was taken with a palsy, and they sought means to bring him in and to lay him before him.
Right. Yeah, they had to lay him in, right? Because he was paralyzed. He had a paralysis. So they had to bring him places. Right.
Verse 19, and when they could not find by what way they might bring him in because of the multitude, they went upon the housetop and set him down through the tiling with his couch into the midst before Yahawashi.
Right. So they wanted to see Yahawashi so badly, right, to have his brother be in the presence of Yahawashi, that he went, and so because there were so many people, they went through the top of the house and brought him down into it. All right, let's read verse 20.
And when he saw their faith, he said unto them, man, thy sins are forgiven thee.
Right, and when you saw their faith, right, and that's the type of thing, man. A lot of people, they don't like to talk about the faith, right, that comes to being this truth. They just want to be, okay, well, who are the Edomites today? Right, that's what we want to talk about. Who's Esau? Right, this is a who's Esau breakdown. And it's like, oh yeah, who's Esau? Right? Or can we lie with the other nations? Everyone just be rubbing their hands. Yes. All right, ready. Hey, tell the baby be quiet. Right? Turn it down. They're going into, can we be with the other nations? All right, let's get into it. Or can we have 15,000 wives? Right? It's like, oh yeah, can we have multiple wives? And everyone's just all up. Or all of these things, man. Everyone get excited about that, but the things that are profitable for salvation, that you're actually gonna be saved by, faith. That faith stuff, man. I was talking about that faith thing, man. That faith stuff, man. I was talking about that. I want to hear about, the destruction. I want to go through Obadiah. You read Obadiah, man. We've read Obadiah, man. How we go into that when we need to go into that? But go into it later, actually. But hey, man, there's a time in the season. Right now, we need to make sure we have faith. Right? Reading Obadiah isn't going to get you to the kingdom. Right? We need to make sure you have faith in order to enter into the kingdom, man. Right? They saw his faith, and Yahawashi said that, hey, your sins are forgiven, man. Because when you have faith, you already have a mindset, right? When you have true faith, you have a mindset to put away sin. Right? You can't have faith and you're not putting away no sins, man. Right? How are you gonna, trying to get to Yahawashi? I need to repent. I want to get cleansed, man. That's what the spirit that was in. So Yahawashi, he said, hey, man, thy sins are forgiven you. Right, let's go back to Matthew 9. I'm going to read verse 2. Because that part there where they put him in to the house, that's not in this account in Matthew chapter 9. You have to go through that. You have to go through the different gospels and put them together, man, to get the whole story.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 9 and verse 2. And behold, they brought to him a man sick of the palsy, lying on a bed, and Yahawashi, seeing their face, said unto the sick of the palsy, son, be of good cheer, thy sins be forgiven thee.
Right. So if you didn't have that other account, you'd be like, what? Yahawashi just saw a man and said, oh, because of your faith, your sins are forgiven. So what? Oh, it's because of how determined they were to see and meet Yahawashi, that they put him through onto the top of the house, right, and just hung him down. Which is that's crazy, man. It's not crazy, but it's might, right? It's zealous, right? His zeal was not, I'm gonna shake the hand. Right? There's more to zeal than just shaking the hand, right? There's more to zeal than just shouting and screaming at people, telling them to repent. Repent, get out, right? That's not zeal, man. Right? Zeal is when you're doing everything to get to the Lord. That's zeal, man. The zeal that Peter and John had when they just swam, man, in the sea, man. Just took their clothes off and just swam in the sea, man. That's zeal. They're trying to get to the Lord. Anything other than getting to the Lord is not zeal, right? That's just, you're just excited. But zeal is when you get yourself to the Lord, and your desire is to get to the Most High.
Right.
That's the zeal that they had. And Yahawashi saw that. They said, hey, man, you're in the spirit, man. Thy sins be forgiven. Let's read on in verse 3.
Verse 3. And behold, certain of the scribes said within themselves, this man blasphemeth.
Right, so the scribes saying, what? What do you mean your sins are forgiven? What do you mean this guy's sins are forgiven? This guy, right, who's paralyzed, right, who's found or find the only way to get to the Lord. He even tried to go through the top of the house because there was too many people round about, right? Just because he wanted to get to the Lord. How should I say the sins are forgiven? I say, nah, you blaspheme, right? Well, that's a word that's just thrown around, man. Saying he's blaspheming. And these are the type of things, everything that Yahawashi went through. Let's get 1 Peter chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 21.
So, the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 21. And it reads, For even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach.
Right, it says, hereunto were you called. What does it mean, hereunto you were called? Let's get verse 20. Right, this is what we're called for. Does it mean we're called for, just putting on, growing your beard out? Is that all you're called for? Let's read on.
Verse 20. For what glory is it, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently?
All right, if you be buffeted for your faults. Let's get the definition of buffeted. All right, it doesn't mean when you get a big meal for your faults. You have a big buffet. That's not the buffet here, right? You get chastised for the things that you do wrong. Hey, what glory is it, man? All right, because you shouldn't be doing the things that are wrong in the first place, man. So of course, you're gonna get judged for that. You're gonna get some type of chastisement for that, right? Yeah, this one here in the verb.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. It says buffet. It says to strike with the fist or hand, cuff, box, slap.
Right. So if you get boxed up, man. Right. If you get boxed up, yeah, because you're out here scoffing at the men of God, you're waving your hands around in their face, saying, "Oh, you're disrespecting me," right? And the Most High boxes you up, man. Right? It says that he's gonna buffet you, man. Most High might box you up, slap you up, man. Right? Because you're going and just doing wickedness, man. Are you wondering why you get judged? Are you getting boxed and get slapped up? Right? What glory is it if when you be buffeted for your faults and get slapped up for your faults, man? Right? Your parents, they may have boxed you up. And let me give you one box, man. Right? They give you that one box. You shall take it patiently. Is that a glory because you patiently took your judgment? Is that a glory because you got caught stealing someone's things and they saw it and they punched you up and it was like, you know what? It's of the Lord. You took it patiently, and you're gonna like, oh yeah, you're gonna go back to the man and be like, see, you see the way I just took that judgment? Yeah, man. That was my, see the way I was kind of patient with it. I didn't retaliate. I just took that judgment from when I stole that brother's stuff. You commit adultery, now you get shot. And you kind of make it out alive and they're saying, yeah, man, I got shot, but I'm still here, man. All praise to the Most High. What do you mean, all praise? What do you mean, man? You can't glory in that. Yeah, all praise to the Most High, man. But, you can't glory because you got shot, right? After you just committed adultery. Saying, yeah, man, that's mine, man. That shows how the Most High is dealing with you. Right? You just got shot, man. There's nothing to glory in, right? You getting boxed up, slapped up, or struck down, right, for your faults. You don't glory in that, right? That's your judgment. That's actually a shame. You should be ashamed that you was in that fault in the first place. You should be in a time of mourning. You don't glory in that. Let's read on.
When ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with God.
Right. When you get buffeted and when you get stricken down for the well-doing, that's what we're called to, right? That's what we're actually called to. And people don't really want to deal with that. I'm like, nah, what do you mean I'm called for that? Man, I thought you meant to come in this truth and then you meant to be, just going through nothing, man. No, that's what we're called for. Let's read on. Verse 21.
Verse 21, for even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
Right. So Yahawashi was the example that as he went through buffeting, people had stricken him, right, slapped him, right, beaten him, crucified him, right, made false accusations against him. If all of those things could happen to him, how much so would they and could they happen to us if he did those things? So yes, people say use that example to say, right, well, Christ didn't break the commandments, so we shouldn't. But really, in the context, Yahawashi is saying that we are going to go through sufferings as he went through sufferings. That's the example that we're going to follow his steps. That in the times of our false accusations, in the times of our persecution, that we walk in the same way in persecution as Yahawashi walked in as well. Let's get John chapter 20, verse 18.
It's the book of John, chapter 20, and verse number 18. And it reads, Mary Magdalene came and told the disciples that she had seen the Lord and that he had...
John 21, verse 18.
Can't. It's the book of John, chapter 21, and verse 18. And it reads, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, when thou was young, thou girdest thyself and walked whither thou wouldest.
Right. When we was young, we could do what we wanted to do, man. Right now, we're in the stage of being young. Right? You can go where you want to go. If you want to go to East London, you can go to East London. If you want to go to Manchester and Freakoff, you can go to Manchester and Freakoff. Right? If you want to go and whatever you want to do, you can do it. You can go where you want to go. If you want to go France, if you want to go Belgium, if you want to go Spain, you can go wherever you can go where you want to go. Right? You can get your stuff and get your luggage, your suitcase. You can go where you want to go. Right now. Right? You know.
Verse 18, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, when thou was young, thou girdest thyself and walkest whither thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands, and another shall gird thee and carry thee whither thou wouldest not.
Right. So there's going to be a time where we're not going to be able to go where we want to go. Right? You're going to have to check in with someone. Right? You're going to have to check in to see if you can go over there. Now we can't go over there because it's hot over there. And that's that's how it is if you watch that movie Civil War. Right? There's times where you might not be able to go certain places because that's a no-go zone over there. Right? You get killed if you go over there. Right? Because you have people that are against you. You're gonna have people that are against the things that you stand for. It's gonna be a line soon separated between who stands for the Lord and who doesn't. And who stands for the Lord, you're going to be persecuted. You might not see it, you might not think it, but that's because right now we can walk and do what we want to do relatively. But there's going to be a time where we're not going to be able to do that. Let's read on.
Verse 19, this spake he, signifying by what death he should glorify God.
Right, Yahawashi is speaking to Peter about what death that he should glorify the Most High. So Peter glorified the Most High through his death. Right? So the fact that he was able to get up and do and preach, that was righteous. That was glorifying the Lord. And also his death would glorify the Most High as well. Go on.
And when he had spoken this, he saith unto him, Follow me.
That's how you follow the Lord. That you actually are able and willing to go through these persecutions. And that's why, we emphasize, I don't care, man, I'm emphasize how important faith is. Because at the end of the day, right, you getting chastised, you're not going to meditate on Deuteronomy 28:68. Right? You're getting persecution. Right? You're getting caught. You're going into captivity. And you're saying, yeah, Revelation 13, and the Lord shall bring thee into captivity. You need to have your faith, man. Right? That can kind of give you faith if you want, right? To make sure, you know that their judgment. But you have to make sure that you have faith at the end of the day. If you don't have faith, you're not going to be able to enjoy and glorify the Most High in those persecutions. And just as Peter followed the Lord and he went through persecutions, how much so us, we're going to have to do the same thing. Right? We have to be ready for that. Right? That's what happened on the night of the Passover. Yahawashi was persecuted. He was literally tied up, man. Right? And they brought him onto they brought him with swords, man. They came onto him with swords and sticks. and they brought him onto the councils. So if they did that to him, they can do that to us. So you have to make sure that we are ready for that, right? So Yahawashi, he was blamed or blasphemy, and that's a word that is thrown around a lot. I got this video. Right, this is what they're kind of throwing around at the moment. See if I can find it. I'm doing like
Is it that one with the Catholic thing?
oh, you got it. On YouTube.
Yeah, I think so. In the tabernacle.
It's not good.
Send it to me if you can. Because it might not be able to sound in it.
Oh, you know.
That'd be fine. Here we go. Here we go. That one. Okay, cool. We're just gonna share. Come on, let me just jump down to here.
Right, so this is the video, right? So it's IUIC Italy. It's called "The Prophets Attacked in Basilica, Rome."
Was here. And he has a picture up there of Senator Boisier. He's on the ground, so we go take pictures of him. So Deacon Malachi goes up to him and says, "Hey, bro, you know Jesus ain't white, right?"
Excuse me, get out. Don't say that. You are blaspheming. Get away. How dare you blaspheme the name of Jesus before the other? No, get away. Don't blaspheme here. You don't blaspheme. How dare you come here to blaspheme the name of Jesus? Be inside it. No, get out. How dare you blaspheme here inside the tabernacle? Who are you? He's not white, man. Get away. Get away.
He get mad and get up and push Deacon Malachi.
Brother saw the brother in Italy. Maybe I would assume he's Nigerian, being in Italy. I don't know. Right, he's there and he's crazy. He's under an Edomite statue, right? You know the typical statue of Esau pretending to be Christ on the cross. You know, the hands all feminine and stuff like that. And doing God knows what under there. Right, just freaking off under there. Brothers, you let him know that, hey, Christ is not white. Right, he's black. Right, let's go back to that bit again.
Excuse me, get out. Don't say that. You are blaspheming.
Don't say that. You're blaspheming. Right? He's sitting under a white Christ doing, I don't even know what he's doing there. Right? Just stretching or I don't know, man. Yeah. Well, you got in the video I had, it says it's like someone else kind of commenting over it. He's saying that he's praying in it. I don't know if that's praying, but right, I don't know if that's praying, but he said he's blaspheming. because he said that because Christ being black, that's blasphemy somehow, right? That's what he's saying. So the word of blasphemy and the term of blasphemy, it gets thrown around. It gets thrown around there, man. Right? If they said that he's they're blaspheming for saying that Christ is black, then what is blasphemy to them? Right? Yet, blasphemy is to them, making, what their God is. So we're speaking against their God, basically. Right? Their God is different to our God, man. If we can blaspheme by bringing out the truth of what Yahawashi actually look like, and they deem that as blasphemy, how much so the type of things that they'll say about us, man? Right? They deem, and we'll get into it, man. What is blasphemy really? Right? That's what we have to think about. That's what we have to realize. Because they can say anything that's blasphemy right now, man. Right? Like this other one as well. And this little thing that I kind of saw this on Instagram. Right? I can't really get this up. But it says so someone put in the comments, said if stew peas doesn't have pigtail, that's blasphemy. So people just say anything, man. Anything. You say anything can be blasphemy. So if stew peas doesn't have pigtail, that's blasphemy. That's what certain Jamaicans are saying, man. So people just say anything. They say, there's no pigtail in the stew peas. Yeah, man, that's blasphemous. So I know people like that. People said, yeah, and they like that, right? It's got like 8 likes, man. And that was it. So anything that people can just throw around and say, yeah, this is blasphemy. But we're going to go into what blasphemy is, because if that's something that Yahawashi was accused for, and we're seeing that we can be accused for it, just by saying Yahawashi is black, that we or would be a so-called black man, we would be accused for that. How much so will we personally be accused of blasphemy, or people are even thinking in their hearts and thinking in their minds? That's what he even said, all right, in Matthew 9:3, I'll read it. It says, and behold, certain of the scribes said since they said it within themselves, this man blasphemeth. They didn't say it out loud. So how many people are saying within themselves that you're blasphemous because you're believing these things about God, you're believing these things about Christ that they don't believe, that goes against their form of belief? They would deem that as blasphemy. And that's even just within their mind. They didn't even outright say that to Yahawashi. Why? Because they knew that wasn't true, man. But they knew they couldn't bring that out. They're saying it within themselves, man, murmuring in their mind, saying that, yeah, Christ is blaspheming for what he's doing. They didn't even know or understand what they're saying. Let's get Matthew 22, verse 29. These scribes and these people, they didn't know what they were talking about. They were making these accusations. Right? That's what people will do. If you go against their understanding, right, they will start trying to come against your character, man, instead of coming against the doctrine. They don't like it.
23 and 29.
Yeah.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 22, and verse 29. Yahawashi answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God.
Right. So a lot of people, they err because they don't know the scriptures. They don't know the power of the Most High as to how these things that can happen. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so this one, right, and it's kind of makes it even highlighted because this person is justifying, and this got like, I think like 1 million likes, right? This person is justifying why, and they call IOIC a weird Christian sect. I don't even know if they know what it is or like so. They said the weird Christian sect visits Rome to spread the word that Jesus was black, but they saw a black Catholic praying. It didn't look like he was praying to me, but yeah, I recognize.
So Bishop, oh yeah, Satan's house. What? Satan's house, Satan house. Yeah, Basilica, Satan's house.
And it is Satan's house. It is Satan's house. Now let's make that clear. That is Satan's house.
Because if it's the house of that man that's on that cross, that ain't, yeah, man.
Just throwing out all the commandments and just got some Edomite just up there. The Lord's not dealing with Edomites, man.
Oh, wait a minute. Color doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was just disrespectful. That was disrespectful. It made him look stupid.
Speak it out. Don't say that you are blaspheming. Get away. How dare you blaspheme the name of Jesus? No, get away. Don't blaspheme here. You don't blaspheme. How dare you come here to blaspheme the name of Jesus? Inside. No, get out. How dare you blaspheme here inside the tabernacle? Who are you?
He's not white, man.
Get away.
Look at this. Look at that. Right? That's off, man. Right? That's just outright black cartoon racism.
See that?
They kind of tried to paint the brother in IUIC, said, Jesus wasn't white, make his nose bigger than it was, add wrinkles, and, do extra stuff. And then the Christian guy, he looks all fine, he looks good. He's all plain, he looks all right. All right, that's a racist cartoon that they just made about us, man. So, right, they tried to mock us while trying to make themselves look good. Don't blaspheme against the mighty name of Jesus, right? By saying that Christ wasn't white. They're saying that's blasphemy. So how much will they account us and attribute blasphemy unto us, right? From the Zoom, we've got to make sure I'm muted up on that. Right, they're going to accuse us of blasphemy. So if people say anything's blasphemy, saying Christ, he wasn't white, that's blasphemy, right? And everyone was loving that, right? People saying that, if you don't put a pigtail in the stew peas, that's blasphemy. People say anything's blasphemy. So what is blasphemy? Let's start at Leviticus 24 and verse 15. Because it's important for us to know what blasphemy is, make sure we're not sinning in it.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 24, and verse number 15. And it reads, "And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curseth his God shall bear his sin."
Right? If you curse God, right? That's wicked, man. Cursing the Most High, right? We've literally had people come to camp and they said F the Most High, and they didn't say F, they said the full thing. Just outright said F the Most High. Wicked, man. Right? Just cursing the Most High. You can't do that, man. Most High don't take that. You just disrespect the Most High and say F the Most High. And he's saying that in our presence. God knows what he's saying at home.
He's doing that.
All right? That's that cursing the Most High. Let's read on.
Verse 16. And he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death.
You can't blaspheme the name of the Lord. Right? And that will be blasphemy. You curse, you saying F the Most High. Right? You would have got put to death for that, man. So that's why they said it within themselves. Because they know that was too serious. That you got to be serious when you're coming correct. Because if you make a false accusation, they get caught out. Right? They didn't want to get caught out. They said it within themselves. Yeah, this guy's blasphemy. This guy's blasphemy. It's going off, man. Right? Because they know if they brought it out, they'd have to get 2 or 3 witnesses. And that's the only way man would get put to death. All right? Let's read on.
And all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger, as he that is born in the land, when he blasphemeth the name of the Lord, shall be put to death.
Right. Even if you were a heathen and you came in, right? You came in, you were serving the Israelites, and you tried to blaspheme, and you get put, man, you got to get the same judgment, man. You can't blaspheme, cursing the Most High in the land, in our land, cursing the Most High that brought us this land, and feeds us and gives us life every day, you're just trying to curse him out, man. Right? Just saying all types of unspeakable things, man. All right, literally unspeakable things. Let's get 2 Maccabees chapter 15. We'll start verse 1. All right. Because these heathen, they got that spirit where they're just against the Most High, man. They don't care about the words. They don't care about God at all. Right? They'll swear at God. They don't care. Right? They'll turn God into Christmas Day. They don't care. They'll turn Passover into Easter eggs. They don't care. They will outright just curse the Most High. They'll outright blaspheme. They don't care, man.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 15 and verse 1. But Nicanor, hearing that Judas and his company were in the strong places about Samaria, resolved without any danger to set upon them on the Sabbath day.
So therefore, you know what? Let's get these men on the Sabbath. Right? You know, it didn't say get them on the Sabbath, but let's go out to war. Go on.
Nevertheless, the Jews that were compelled to go with him,
Right, which is just wicked in the first place, right? Guys, these Jews trying to go against Judas Maccabeus, man. Go on.
to go with him, said, "Oh, destroy not so cruelly and barbarously, but give honor to that day, which he that seeth all things have honored with holiness above other days."
Right, it's above other days. The Sabbath is above other days. Even these wicked Israelites knew that it's above other days. And you had people trying to go with him, right? And then they were like, look, yeah, take him out, but the Sabbath, that's too much. Yeah, you can kill my man and all of that, but no, don't break the Sabbath. That's wicked, man. That's that same spirit of the Pharisees all the way before them. Go on.
Verse 3, then the most ungracious wretch demanded if there were a mighty one.
If what?
If there were a mighty one.
Is there a mighty? He's saying, talking about the Sabbath day, that your God commanded. He said, he demanded, man. Is there a mighty one? Go on.
If there were a mighty one in heaven that had commanded the Sabbath day to be kept.
He said, is there a mighty one in heaven that said there's some Sabbath day that's meant to be kept? What the hell are you talking about? They're saying, no, don't go on the Sabbath day, man. This is a holy day. Don't do that. There's even. They're saying, what? There's a mighty one that said, what are you talking about? Sabbath day that's meant to be kept. What are you talking about? You know?
And when they said, there is in heaven a living Lord and mighty who commanded the seventh day to be kept.
He said, there is, man. What do you mean? Kind of rebuked him, man. Go on.
Then said the other, and I also am mighty upon earth.
All right, he said there's a mighty one in the heavens. All right, well, guess what? I'm mighty on the earth. I know you said there's a mighty one that said keep the Sabbath day, but I'm mighty on the earth. You know.
So like, yeah. And when they said there is, verse 5, sorry. Then said the other, and I also am mighty upon earth, and I command to take arms and to do the king's business. Yet he obtained not to have his wicked will done.
Right. So he said, hey man, you better do what I said. Right? Ain't no mighty one in the heaven. You better do what I said. Right. So that's how these heathen think. These heathen think to just disobey the Most High, and not just that, they'll disregard the Most High. They'll disregard the Most High's whole existence. So what kind of God is there that said there's meant to be a Sabbath day that you need to keep? And that's why they know that the Friday evening to Saturday evening is a Sabbath, but they'll outright just do what they want to do, just getting drunk on a Friday nights. Just Saturday is a favorite day to go to the shop. That's their number one day they go to the stores. All right, they go on a Saturday. They make sure everything's free so they can go on a Saturday, right? And just break the Sabbath, man. That's in their spirit, right? Actually, I believe in Jamaica, the number one denomination is Seventh-day Adventists. right? So in their spirit, for Esau likes breaking the Sabbath, man. We're not meant to be breaking the Sabbath. People would die for that. Would put their life on the line for that. These heathen, they'll outright say, right, is there a mighty one in heaven that commanded the day to be kept? That right there, that's blasphemy, man. Right? You're questioning the existence of the Most High about whether there's a Most High that said that you should keep the Sabbath, man. That's wicked, right? And these are the type of people that, you know, in the churches, right, teaching, you know, people. We had one last week, man. He said he's a pastor, but he doesn't even he doesn't even believe what his church believes, man. So no, I don't even believe what they believe. Let's get 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 6.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, and verse number 6. And it reads, And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard.
Right. So, you know, Ahab, he wanted to get this vineyard, right? And he's telling his wife about it, right? And then they're having this little council about it. Let's read on.
Verse 7. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Doest thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thy heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.
Right. So you don't have your wife saying, you know, trying to make you a man. That's kind of off, man. Your wife shouldn't tell you man up. Your wife shouldn't be trying, man up, man, man up. Right. The wife's telling you gird up your loins. You shouldn't be in that type of position where you're so low. Like your man, your wife is down, you know, in the gym saying one more, right? Just trying to man you up, man. You're like, oh no, I can't do it. You're just crying and that, right? You have to man up, man, and you don't allow yourself to be simping, man. Like these people that I don't even know what this person's name is. All right, simping, man. Right, saying yeah, you're writing stuff in this and it's like this person owns me. You can't do that, man.
User.
Let's get Sirach 25 verse 22 as well. Real quick.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25, and verse 21. Verse 21. It reads, Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Right, and that's how Jezebel was. Right, just very impudent. Right, just disrespectful. Just, you know, they don't want to have anything to, you know, no submission. Just crafty, and just going into the man's mental to manipulate him, man, and trying to be the queen of the house, man. Trying to manipulate Ahab's mind to use him so that she was like the king herself, and he was like the queen, or he was a princess, man. Right? You don't want to be the princess of the relationship, and your wife is the queen. Right? Your wife, and women shouldn't really be trying to entertain that type of behavior either. You see your man is low, or you see your husband is at a weak state, and it's like, oh yeah, this is my opportunity to work on his mental so that I can get a stronghold and a threshold over him to be able to manipulate him because he's at a lower state right now, right? And brother was saying that last night when I camp, and brother was saying that, hey, brother, that was bringing it out to you. He's saying that's something he experienced as well. He experienced, you know, you build this woman up, man, and then afterwards, right? When he was going through things, that's when she tried to flip it on him and now tried to oppress him, man.
She's trying to say he was R. Kelly or something.
Yeah, and then put yeah, man, and then put false accusations out, right? And so you don't wanna be given into that. If you see your husband's at a weak state, right, you have to support, man. Right? And everyone everyone that's in captivity is relatively in a weak state, man. Right? You all need support. You need to, as a wife, you need to support your husband, right? Because you don't want to be in captivity. You don't want to be under Esau, right? And even would you, as a wife, want to be under Esau or be under a man that's under Esau? But we have to all in slavery together. We all have to build one another up according to righteousness together, right? Let's go back to 1 Kings 21, verse 8.
So book of 1 Kings 21 and verse 8. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth.
Right, going off, man. Wife answering your calls. You know, you getting a call, your wife's answering it, saying, "Oh yeah, I'll take that." Right, and just saying what she wants to say. You know, just giving orders from your phone. Just going on your phone saying, "Yeah, yeah, Kapash, meet Zachariah at this time." Yeah, man. Just telling you what you're gonna do. Right? That's off, man. Go on.
Verse 9. And she wrote
And it's good to have, it's good to be on one accord. You kind of, help one another, manage each other's time. Like a secretary would, or like a personal assistant type thing. Right? It's good to, do that, but you don't want to, without any communication, just telling people, just telling people what they're gonna do, man, for your husband. You can't do that, man. You have to make those decisions. Go on.
Can't. Verse 9. And she wrote in the letters saying, proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high among the people.
All right, that wasn't him. He didn't say do that. He was kind of confounded. He didn't know what to do. Right, and that's why I stepped to him and said, "Hey, man, look, we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna proclaim a fast. We're gonna do this. Just going off as well, man. Go on."
Can't. Verse 10. And set 2 men, the sons of Belial, before him to bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die.
All right, that was the judgment for blasphemy. So they said, you know what? Look, let's kind of put these people in play, right? And that's like a crafty type of thing to do right there, man. Right, and that's what the Bible said as well. One lie, 2 people, one person died, one person went to jail. He said, and it's the same thing that's happening here, man. Right, from one lie, right? Say that, to bear witness against him, just setting up false witnesses that he blasphemed. And she's a heathen. She don't even have these, laws and customs for her nation. These are Israelite laws and customs that she's trying to use against our people, man. A man that had no reason to be accused of that blasphemy, saying, yeah, he blasphemed, right? They blasphemed God and the king. He didn't blaspheme God and the king, right? Because he didn't want to give away his vineyard, which really, that's fine. You shouldn't have to give away your vineyard. Right? If someone comes and says, "Oh yeah, let me have your garden. I want that.
Let me have your wife."
Yeah, you just say, "Oh yeah, the king says, yeah, let me have this," or the leader of your congregation says, "Yeah, I want. Let me use a car real quick." He says, "Oh, okay, you can have it." You need that to go to work, man. Right? Someone you respect and it's high and it's up there. He says, "You know what? Let me stay in your bedroom real quick. I just need to stay over, man. I'm kind of traveling and I don't want to get a hotel, so let me stay over there real quick." And yeah, man. Yeah, man. Make sure your rib tidy as well. We should just going off, man. You know, turning up to people's yards saying, "Hey, what you got in your fridge, man?" Right? Just going through people's cupboards. You don't have to let people in and do that, man. Just because they're on a higher state. That's not blasphemy. You can't use your power, to justify how you can take this and take that. Oh yeah, I'm the leader, so I can just go through people's bags and just take food out when I want to take food.
See that?
Yeah, I'm the leader. I can just talk to whoever's wife I want to talk to. I'm the leader. I can touch up people's wives and hug people's wives because that's what I feel like doing. Nobody can tell me. And if you have anything to say, you're blaspheming. Right? How dare you speak against the man of God? That's what they do in Christianity, man. Right? We're not doing that. Dealing with that at all. Right? We have to have no respect of person. So they try to accuse him of that, right? So that they could stone him that he may die. If they could do that to him, hey, they'll do that to us. You understand?
No.
Let's read on to verse 11 and read down to verse 13.
Come on. Verse 11. It's a 1 Kings 21 and verse 11. And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them. And it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed the fast and set Naboth on high among the people. And there came into men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones, that he died.
All right, they said that he blasphemed, and they stoned him, man. All right, and killed him. That's the type of thing that they tried to do with Yahawashi, and they knew that was the judgment for it. That the judgment for blasphemy would have been that he would have got stoned and died. Man. They're trying to say, Yahawashi, you should get put to death, man. And there's people just thinking that in their minds, and how much so would they think about that towards us in their minds. Let's get 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 9.
So look at 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse number 9. And it reads, Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain with him the sword of the children of Ammon.
Right. So this is when David, right, committed that sin, that atrocity, and he caused this man's wife to be taken, man, and killed him,
Now therefore, the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
Right. So that's the judgment. We say, all right, cool. I can commit adultery because David got mercy, David got grace. Hey, well, David is the reason why black people are killing each other today. David is the reason why this person's son just got shot. David is the reason why people are getting stabbed right now. Let's read that verse again.
Verse 10. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house.
Right, the sword shall never depart from thine house. So the reason why we are going through, just people just murdering and killing one another, right, is because of, even from the time of David, man. The sword didn't depart from his house, even till now. Go on.
Because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
Right, man. So these are the type of things. There's judgment for adultery. Oh, yeah, I got away with it. No, you didn't get away with it, man. Because the sword, it won't depart from your house if you think you did. Regardless. Let's read on.
Verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house.
Right. So he's saying, oh, David got mercy, but they're missing out these precepts, man. Missing out these scriptures about when there was evil raised up in David's house because of what he did. Right? Go on.
And I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
All right, let's get 2 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 22.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 16, and verse number 22. So that's it. Verse 22, and it reads, so they spread Absalom a tent.
Let's start verse 21.
Verse 21, and after Poth, right down, see that? And Ahithophel, see that? Said unto Absalom, go to thy father's concubines, which he have left to keep the house, and all Israel shall hear that thou abhorred thy father. Then shall the hands of all that are with thee be strong. So they spread Absalom a tent upon the top of the house, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel.
All right, so that's the judgment that he had, right? Because he decided to go in unto the wife of Uriah, that the Lord said, hey, this is going to happen to you. Someone's going to deal with someone's going to deal with your wives. Let's go back to 2 Samuel 12 and verse 12.
So book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, for thou didst it secretly.
Didst it work?
Secretly. But I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
Right, so you're creeping around in the nighttime, right? Trying to go to booking hotels and trying to deal with people's wives and stuff like that. You're doing it secretly, and then you're trying to say, yeah, Kwame Sha'ala after. Right? You did it secretly. And hey, guess what? The Lord is gonna set up where your wife is dealt with, right? Before all Israel. Right? A man might deal with your wife, record it, and start sending it out, man. See that? Start uploading it on places. Putting it on Twitter, putting it on hubs, man. Start putting it around, man. Everyone's seeing your wife getting dealt with because you decided to commit adultery. You're saying, oh, it's grace and mercy. Yeah, it's grace and mercy then, man. When your wife is getting dealt with, man, everyone's looking at it. And everyone's commenting on it, saying, oh, that's dead. She's not even that good, right? Because you wanted to go out there, man, in secret. Now you're out there in the open. Everyone can see it, right? People, they know you from back in the day, saying, oh, isn't that my man? Oh, yeah, isn't that his wife? And everyone's gathering around, they're all bringing their man together and saying, oh, yeah, let's watch this. And they'll come together and press and play, right? It's even got your name there. So-and-so's wife gets so-and-so behind the so-and-so, right? Some people are disliking it, saying, nah, man, this is dead, man. Why did I waste my time with this? I'm just saying, yeah, man, rah. Swear down, that's my man. Right? Now your child is going to school and saying, oh, yeah, aren't you the... Didn't your mom just get... I got the video, And they were sniggering around, they were laughing to one another because he decided to commit adultery in secret. Oh, but grace and mercy, though. Right? You're going to get judged for that, man. Just read on.
Come on. Verse 13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also have put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die.
All right, so David didn't die. He put away that sin. Right? But did he put away judgment? No. The Lord might put away your sin. Doesn't mean he put away your judgment, bro. Right? So yeah, man, you might do certain things, get forgiven for it, but hey, you still can get judged for it. Go on.
Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme, the children also that is born unto thee shall surely die.
Right. So your children shall die, man. You commit adultery, now your children are dead, man. Right? You got children and just get murdered, man. Because you decided to commit adultery. You decided to kill another man, man. You decided to destroy another man's whole life and a substance that he's been working for this wife that he's been working for. or working with, but really and truly, man, you go to work, you provide for your wife, man, like it says in 1 Ezra chapter 4. Right? That's what you do. Right? All of that stuff you try to diminish and destroy through your lust and wickedness, and you get judged for that. Right? Now his life is destroyed. Now guess what? Lord might just allow you to be alive just so you can watch your children be destroyed. Just so you can see your children die. Right? That's what happened to David, man. Right? So how much so can it happen to any of us, man? We're like, nah, I don't want to hear that. Right? I wanted to hear about Esau. And now we're gonna hear about the leaven that's within us, man. That we need to make sure we purge that. Let's get to Revelation, right? Chapter 2, verse 9. So it said David gave occasion for the enemies to blaspheme, because the enemies can blaspheme. As we've seen, Nicanor, he blasphemed. When you sin and we get judged, the enemies blaspheme. How? Because they're looking at us like, your God ain't serious. Look at you. Where was God when you was in slavery? That's when we allow the enemies of God to blaspheme. When they look at us and just be like, whoa, what kind of God are you serving? Look at you guys are down there, man. Right? You guys ain't even got jobs, man. You guys are out here just rolling around with machetes, man. And you're talking about, God only loves you. He's looking at us. That's why, we got to be careful, man. You telling these Edomites, yeah, God hates you, right? And he only loves us. They're looking at it like, well, doesn't look like it, does it? Really and truly, you gotta be real, man. Look at it. Does it look like it to them from their eyes? You just come out 400 years of slavery. Now you're on the bottom still, right? Your women are dressed as God knows what, they're freaking around. Your men are smoking weed. They're on the blocks, nowhere to be seen in the prisons. You got them known for being a drug dealer. Oh, but the Most High loves us. They're looking at it like, they might say, all right, cool, yeah, all right, cool. God loves everyone. Walk off. They're gonna go on their way back. They're thinking, these guys think God loves them more than everyone else. They're just mad about slavery. Because look, you guys are just look at these guys, man, just smoking around. They're gonna pass another guy when he's smoking weed in his face. They're gonna pass another guy just vaping. 2 girls around his arm, stuff like that. And you're gonna pass another guy just driving about around with sunglasses and just playing around DBE, right? Wicked music. And so, what are you talking about? God loves you guys. It don't make sense, because so when you sin, you give occasion for the enemies to blaspheme. Right? We'll get it after that. Deuteronomy 28. Let's get that verse.
So book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Right? So it's a blasphemy of people that are saying that they're Jews and they're not. Because again, let's get Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. As we've sinned, we've allowed the enemies to be able to speak against the Most High and do whatever they want to do and profane the name of the Most High. So that's chiefly what you're doing when you're blaspheming. Right? You're profaning the name of God. Let's get the definition of blasphemy.
This is blasphemy. It says to speak impiously or irrelevantly of God and sacred things.
Right. Irreverently. So like without reverence. So you're not showing proper reverence to the Most High. You're just taking away any reverence, taking away which is the power and respect you give unto the Most High. You're disrespecting the Most High, taking away His power. You're speaking off against the Lord, right? And it says revile and reproach, blame, trying to blame the Most High, man, slander Him, right? Just trying to attribute things that the Most High doesn't do with Him. You're trying to say that you're trying to speak against Him and say, yeah, when you said, I'll fight your God. Someone said that, Captain. I'll fight your God. I think he said, like, I'll take your God and I'll do that. Right? It was wicked, man, going off, man. You had one guy, he said, yeah, who's this most high? Who's this most high? You know, with these other gods. You know, these 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 other gods, man, they'll tell your most high what to do, like paraphrase. He said, yeah, he's not the most high, but he's up there. That's what the guy said. He's like, it's most high. You believe in? He's up there, but he's not the most. He's not the most high God. He just said he's up there. Right? That's blasphemy, man. Just saying he's up there, like he's just he's not he's hard, but he's not levels. I'm not saying he's good, but he's not like he's some top three, man.
He hasn't hit his peak yet.
Yeah, man, he hasn't hit his potential. Right? He said he's not up there, man. And that would be blasphemy. So all these type of things, it's taken away the reverence of the Most High. And that's why it's important to glorify the Most High. Let's read Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Right. Why? Because of our sins, we became in other words, we become a joke. Right? We become a joke. And when we're meant to have the Lord, and we're meant to be speaking and giving light unto the world, we become a joke, man. The Lord, the world sees us as darkness. They see us in, oh yeah, the word is gonna be in those black guys over there. They ain't thinking that, but they should be thinking that. There was a time when they was thinking that. That's why they have the portraits and the artistry of us, right? When there was reverencing us in our magnificence and power that we had, right? Which is given unto us of the Lord. When you see the apostles, when you see them out there, right, in the paintings that they're bringing out now, right, the Russian icons, when you see that, that's the reverence that they had towards us, the respect that they had. But now that they have that, oh man, they're not painting us, man. They're just taking pictures of us, smoking weed, man, and putting on magazines. They're taking pictures of us, with lollipops in their mouth and stuff like that. Man. That's what they're putting out there. Let's get Sirach, chapter 43. Verse 30. So verse 27.
So because Sirach chapter 43 and verse 27, we may speak much and yet come short, wherefore in some he is all. How shall we be able to magnify him? For he is great above all his works.
How are we going to be able to magnify the Lord when he's great above all his works? Right? So that's why it's important, because blasphemy is when you're not magnifying the Lord, you're taking away the magnificence of the Lord. Trying to attribute that unto yourself. And say, no, that was me. I did that. I'm great. It wasn't the Lord. You have to always give praise, honor, and glory unto the Lord. Otherwise, you could actually be subconsciously blaspheming because you didn't really attribute any glory unto him. Go on.
Come on. Verse 20. So I can free me off still.
Oh, yeah. And verse
28 or 29. Okay, come on.
29.
Come on. Verse 29. The Lord is terrible and very great and marvelous in his power.
All right. The Lord is very great, marvelous power, right? Let's get verse 30.
When ye glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as ye can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough.
You can never go far enough, man, when you glorify the Lord. So you don't want to be blaspheming and going against the words going against the Most High. You're saying that the Most High is, he's not even that powerful. He's not even that guy like that. He's not really, and all types of unspeakable things that I don't even feel comfortable saying. It just feels weird, right? But you don't want to be saying those type of things because that would be evil, man, right? And the heathen, that's what they do when we come down low, when we get when we sin and we get judged for our sin. The heathen have occasion to blaspheme against us. The heathen look at our God that we serve, which is the God of the whole world. They look at that and just think, well, why would I follow that? They're going to keep doing the wrongdoings because they're not believing in our God. The world should be righteous, man. You don't want people just going off in the world, man. Right? Because when our people are going off in the world, it entices us to go off. So it's more expedient for us that these, everyone's doing righteously. Right? So we need to make sure that they're even, can see the Most High, can see us and be like, and actually respect it. If they don't respect it, then they're just going to continue in sin, and then it's going to make us a joke, and they're going to continue to disrespect us. That's the reason why we're not, respected by these nations, because we're sinning. And so, oh yeah, we're suffering racism. We're suffering racism and discrimination because we're sinning, right? Yeah, we're suffering racism and discrimination because we're sinning. All right, I'm gonna get that also in 2 Kings. I'm gonna get 2 Kings. All right, chapter 18, verse 28. Let's get 2 Kings chapter 18, verse 28. And you see these times and accounts where these things happen, man.
2 Kings.
18, verse 28.
So book of 2 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 28. And it reads, Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language, and spake, saying, Hear the word of the great king, the king of Assyria.
It's off, man. The great king, king of Assyria. He's not a great king. He might have felt great at that time because of all the things he was doing, right? Going through the earth, basically colonizing the world, right? Establishing the Assyrian Empire. And he had a great, vast majority of the earth. Like he took Northern Kingdom, and he took, up to Egypt, right? Down to Mesopotamia, man. And he had that whole region. He said, yeah, man, I'm the great king of Assyria. Now they come into the Judah now, right? Go on.
Verse 29, Thus saith the king, Let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you out of his hand.
All right, saying don't believe in Hezekiah. All right, he's going into us, man. Saying don't believe in Hezekiah. He's not going to be able to deliver you out of us. With the Assyrians, man. Go on.
Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord.
That's off, man. So don't let this guy make you trust in the Lord. That's what people are going to do. They're going to come to you and say, "What? You still trusting in the Lord? Oh, come on, man. Believe in yourself, bro. Like, yeah, believe in yourself, bro. Come on, man. Trusting in the Lord. Believe in you, man. All right, that's off, man. Or believe in Allah, man. That's what they say, man. Believe in that. Somebody saying that. Oh no, come back to church. Come back to church, man. What are you believing in that Israelite stuff for? Come back to church. Well, that's what people might say about what we're gonna do is make sure we trust in the Lord. And then you're gonna have people trying to come against that. So we don't.
Saying the Lord will surely deliver us, and this city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria.
Right, that was the prophecy. Right, that was what was given and the understanding that Hezekiah had. People don't let people come against your understanding, man, that the Most High has given you. And say, what, you really believe that? This is how faith, even in the Old Testament, in the book of the Old Testament, right? In those times, he still had to have faith, right? And he had to have faith in what was told unto him, right? That Assyria is not going to take Judah. And you have people trying to test that faith that Hezekiah had. Hezekiah was faithful, right? And these Assyrians trying to test Hezekiah's faith. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe in Hezekiah? Like that, the Lord said that, you're going to be delivered from us. Read on.
Hearken not, verse 31, hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus saith the king of Assyria, make an agreement with me buy a present and come out to me, and then eat ye every man of his own vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one the waters of his cistern.
All right, I'm saying, look, if you give me a tribute, I'll allow you to live well. I'll treat you okay. All right, go on.
Verse 32, until I come and take you away to a land like your own, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of oil, oil, olive, and of honey, that ye may live and not die. And hearken not unto Hezekiah when he persuadeth you, saying, the Lord will deliver us.
Right, saying all these sweet words, even came in the Jews' language. It said, started speaking in Hebrew, started saying the sweet words, saying, look, come unto us, you're gonna have a land even like your own land. Are you gonna have corn and wine there? Are you gonna be able to, live well there? Are you gonna be all right over here? Right, it's gonna be fun over here. It's gonna be lit over there. Right, just, everything you like over here, we got it over here, man. Don't worry. All right, so look, man, we're gonna take you over. If you don't, we're gonna kill you, man. That's what you're saying. So you guys best believe in us, because look, over here you're gonna be living good. All right, go on.
Verse 32. Verse 33. Have any of the gods of the nations delivered at all his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria?
All right, so you're saying, look at all of these other nations. That's why, like you have certain religions that are great in number, and they've, been given themselves into these nations have given themselves to their gods, right? Even in like, Australasia, right? Africa, Asia, America, Europe is being given into the hands of the gods of Christianity. You even got Africa being given into the hands of Islam. You even got Muslims in like Asia as well, man. Like the Mongolia regions and stuff like that. So all around there. So you might think, all right, cool. You think you're not going to be able to submit? That's how people get to you, man. Oh, look how many Muslims there are. Just join, man. Look how many Christians there are. Just join.
Well, that sister said, was at camp yesterday. Sister said a Muslim told her, like, if she doesn't like kind of come to Islam, in heaven they're gonna get stones and just throw stones on her and something like that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Just madness.
Yeah. So that's how people come to you, man. So look how many people there are, man, that submitted. Right? That's what it says, man. Have any of the gods of the nations delivered at all his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Right? Has anyone else been able to resist Allah, man? Has anyone else been able to resist Christianity? Has anyone been able to resist it? No, look how many numbers there are. That's what even within the Christian doctrine, we say, has anyone been able to resist the Trinity doctrine? Look how long it's been around for. Everybody believed in it. Yeah, man, it was from the beginning. It was from the beginning of when Christ was around. It was even before that. Has anyone been able to resist that? No one's against it. It's still here to today. That's what we say. Christianity is still here to today. Islam is still here today. Has anyone been able to resist it? It's still around. They haven't. So therefore, they're going to use that to try and entice you. Oh, yeah, man. I guess I should. You're getting peer pressured, man. Getting peer pressured by Ishmaelites, man. Getting peer pressured by Edomites. They're pushing the leaflet in front of you. So getting peer pressured, man. Saying, yeah, man, come to this church and, do whatever, man. Let's read on.
Okay. Verse 34. Where are the gods of Hamath or Arpad? Where are the gods of Seraphim, Henna, and Iva? Have they delivered Samaria out of my hand?
Right. Might say, where the Islam might say, where's the Cushitic gods, man? Where are they? Right. You might say, where's these Egyptian gods? Islam kind of conquered these Egyptian gods, man. Right, took over the Egyptians and the Muslims, man. Took over the Cushites. Now they're dealing with Islam now, man. Right, even Christianity took over some of the Cushites, now the Christianity, man. So they might say, okay, well, where's their gods that they had back in the day? Could they save these people? No, man. So they're gonna say that to us. All right, read on.
Verse 35. Who are they among all the gods of the countries that have delivered their country out of mine hand, that the Lord should deliver Jerusalem out of mine hand? That the Lord should deliver Jerusalem out of mine hand.
All right, so who are those gods? You're trying to say, trying to do what a guy did, man. Trying to say, yeah, the Most High, he's up there, but he's not there. He's not there. You know, he's up there. Try to attribute the Most High like he's these other gods, man. And say, oh, these other gods couldn't deliver you. How do you think the Most High is going to deliver you? It's kind of just like, what kind of jokes are you really playing? Like, do you really believe this guy? He's telling you that all of these gods which couldn't deliver, you know, us, or deliver themselves from us, they're gonna deliver you. Your God's gonna deliver you. You're just a little Judah, man. Already took over all of these lands. You're just Judah. Who are you anyway? Like, hey, we heard about you from back in the day. But that was back then. Like, Moses ain't around no more. David's not around no more. Yeah, who's Hezekiah, man? I don't know this guy. Like, are you believing in this guy? Instead of making life long for yourself, just submit. Just give us a present. We'll respect you, man. We'll come over. But if not, hey, man, bad. Not even gunshot, but spears up in your heads, man. That's what he's saying, man, pretty much. And, you know, and we know how that ended, man. Hezekiah wasn't taken down. So you have to trust in the Lord. But these evil will come up and try and blaspheme. They'll try and blaspheme the Most High, blaspheme what you believe in, and disrespect. And this is how they irreverenced the Most High, and try and attribute, you know, his power unto the powers of the other gods, man. When these other gods didn't create the heavens and the earth, these gods didn't do that. These gods, these are fake things, man. The gods of Hamath, man. We don't care about the gods of Hamath. They don't care about the gods of the Chemosh and all of these gods. They don't care about those other ones. We care about the Most High, man, who is our deliverer that we trust in and we believe in. We're not going to go against them. All right, let's get our Psalms 74 and verse 7.
No, I don't need a precept there. (74 and 4).
Verse 7.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse 7. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground.
Right. So this is a prophecy, really, right, about how they would come into the temple and then cast it down. Man. Right? They did that 586 BC. They did it 70 AD, and they did it, you know, just with us as the temple of the Lord during slavery, in the transatlantic slave trade. They came to the sanctuary, trampled down, man, which was us, right? And they're gonna come and try to do that again, right? The abomination of desolation again. They're gonna try and do that in these last days when we get persecuted, right? Go on.
Verse 8. They have said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land.
Right, when they try to burn us up, right, with a dwelling place, right, of the name of the Lord. And the Lord, he dwells in Israel, right? This is in Joel chapter 2, verse 27. He's in the midst of Jerusalem. That's the dwelling place of the name of the Lord, right? Really, it's really us. He dwells within us, right? Let's get that real quick in Joel chapter 2, verse 27. Actually, I'll get it. See it down real quick. It's Joel chapter 2, verse 27 says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. And the Lord, he dwells in us, man. Even when we're getting persecuted, he's going to dwell within us. Let's read on the left.
Psalm 74 and verse 8. Or no, verse 9. It reads, we see not our signs. There is no more any prophet. Neither is there among us any that knoweth how long.
All right. And we're in that same time period. We don't have, like, you know, let's go to Isaiah and let's find out, you know, we have these scriptures. We don't have a man that can go to, right? That's the prophet of the Most High. I mean, this is the times that David or Asaph is prophesying about. Go on.
Verse 10, O God, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blasphemeth thy name forever?
Right, shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Right? Should he, where the name of the Lord is? Let's also get 2 Chronicles 33 and verse 4.
It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 33, and verse number 4. And it reads, Also he built altars in the house of the Lord, whereof the Lord had said, In Jerusalem shall my name be forever.
That's where the name of the Lord is. We're Jerusalem. So the Lord's going to have his name within us. And so when these nations try and cast us down, that's actually also a part of the blasphemy. Because they're trying to destroy where the Lord's name is meant to be. The Lord placed his name within us. He placed his word within us. So in order for them to get the word of God away from the world, because when we're moving righteously, we have to have this world in order. So in order to get this world into chaos and disorder and to create a new world order, they had to get rid of us so that we wouldn't be pushing forth this word. That's why you see, even on like a lower level, you see like Butcher Bantam and Shabba Ranks. And these type of people, they're speaking against homosexuality. They try and get their man out of it. Right? Anyone that's speaking against oppression, speaking righteously, they like to quieten them down. Get that word out of there. And it's always our people that's doing it. Right? It's not the Aboriginals. They're not speaking righteousness. It's not the Edomites. They're not speaking righteousness. It's not the Hamites. Like the Cushites aren't coming around, trying to speak about oppression, man. The Edomites, they're not doing it. Right? They're just putting fingers in their arse and swelling around the drinks, man, and serving it out. That's what the Edomites are doing. Right? And they stink, man, everywhere they go. So it's not them. You can't rely on them for being saved. We're the people that stand up, man. We're the people that, we're not going to take BS, as they say, man. We're not going to take it. We're going to stand up for oppression. We're going to protest. We're going to put our foot down. We're not going to be trampled over, man. I've seen these videos, man. This guy goes around, he asking different people if they weren't their race, what race would they be? You go to the Edomites, go to the Moabites. The Moabites say, yeah, I'll be white. Right? Go to all of these nations, say, yeah, I'll be white. Go to every so-called black person you went to, said, nah, man, I'm good. Black people are lit, man. Right? No, none of the other nations want to be us. Why? Because when we're in sin, we're a joke to them. But deep down, we know, right, our power. Deep down, we know our strength. We know our capabilities. So we know that we would not want to be any other nation. But these other nations, they wouldn't want to be us because they know the power that comes with being with us. It comes from righteousness, man. But as long as we're doing which is right, it's going to put fear in these other nations. These other nations are scared to be us because they couldn't fit in our shoes. Right? We're the upholding of this world, man. Let's go Isaiah chapter 52, verse 3. A few more.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52, and verse number 3. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 52, and verse 3. And it reads, For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money.
All right, so that's what it means. You go to Deuteronomy 28:68. It says, and no man shall buy you. No man is going to redeem you with that money. That's how you redeem with money. No man's going to come and buy us out of slavery. Because we were sold for naught, man. We were sold, man, unto these nations. So because of our sin, we were sold. So the only way of getting redeemed is to put away that sin. Let's read on in that.
For thus saith the Lord God, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrian oppressed them without cause.
Right, so you have people that would go down into Egypt, right, because they were scared about the judgment that was coming. Right, they heard that the Assyrians were coming into Israel, so therefore, you know what? Let me run into let me run into Egypt and hide in Egypt because I don't want to face what's happening. I don't want to face the judgment. I don't want to face the persecution that comes with being an Israelite. I'm gonna go to Egypt, and guess what? The Assyrian oppressed them there. So you go to Egypt, you go to these other doctrines, you go to somewhere else, you try and hide amongst the trees of the garden. The Lord will still find you and oppress you there. Let's read on.
Verse 5. Now therefore, what have I here, saith the Lord, that my people is taken away for naught? They that rule over them make them to howl, saith the Lord, and my name continually every day is blasphemed.
All right. What does it mean to make them to house? I mean, yeah, in a sense, because you go down into Dubai, man, and you know these Ishmaelites, they're making a woman make dog noises. So yeah, they are making us to howl when you go to these other nations, man. Yeah, I want to get a Khabib, I want to get a Abraham. Right, you get these Abrahams, man. They're gonna make you howl, man, in cages, right, and bark like a dog. Right, so you don't go to these other nations, but really they're gonna make you howl because you're not gonna be yourself, man, when you're amongst these other nations. Too many people just mixing and mingling, man, with these Edomites, just holding hands and swinging hands, thinking everything is all cool. You couldn't be.
Yeah, God.
That's crazy, man.
God.
How do you get to a point where now you're just swinging hands with Esau? Everything's all happy now. Everything's all jolly. Just swinging hands together, man. Right? You would have got your hand chopped off back in the day for that, man. Right? And hung. Now you're just swinging hands, yes, because you finally get a chance to be with Molly and Holly and Lauren. Finally got your chance to be with Holly. Now you're getting excited, man. Now you're swinging hands, man. You've got hands smelling like bacon butty, man. Hands smelling like a bacon sarnie. Now, man. And toad in the holes, man. And then whatever else they eat, man. Bangers and mash, man. It's stinking, man. Because you wanted to get excited to be with these other nations. The Lord said that's blasphemy. And you're going with these other nations, right? You're taking the name of the Lord, and you don't care about God anymore. These other nations will have you blaspheming, right? Your Edomite woman will have you blaspheming against the Most High. Your Edomite husband will have you blaspheming against the Lord, right? Just because he won't believe, he won't care. So you who did care, you're gonna, and let's get that in Deuteronomy chapter 7 real quick, verse 4. You who did care, you're gonna start just casting that away. The Lord said that's blasphemy, man. Right? It said you've been taken away from naught. It says they that rule over them, right? Your Edomite husband, which rules over you, make them to howl, man. Your Edomite husband is making you howl. You can take that as you want, man. Let's read on. It says, I saith the Lord, and my name continually every day is blasphemed. So you're blaspheming because you might have been raised up, or dressing righteously. Right? You might have dressed modestly. Now you got with Esau. Now you're just doing whatever you want to do. Now you're just out there, man. Right now, you want to lot of women, they get with Esau so that they can start being treated like a queen, man. Right? And it's blaspheming. You was modest. Now you want to be. Esau just gave you an oppressive spirit, man. Huh?
Now your foot. Yeah. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 4. For they would turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Right, because you came from a point where you believed in the Lord and then you blasphemed, right, because you took the Lord's name in vain. Right, let's get that in Exodus 20. Right, I think it's verse 5 or verse 6.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse
7.
number 7. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
You won't go guiltless. You think you can just you can take the Lord's name in vain by false oaths. You're saying, I swear to God, so and so and so. Swear to God, I didn't do that. Right? On God, I didn't do that. On God, I did that. Right? You can do it through that. You can take the Lord's name in vain by being in the truth, right? Committing adultery and saying, yeah, you're gonna raise up Israel after that. Yeah. That's blaspheming, man. The Lord will not hold you guiltless. Or if you're just talking wildly against the Most High, you're saying F the Most High. Oh yeah. If there's a Most High, he'll strike me down right now. People say that. Right? Multiple people they've come up and they've said these type of things, man. They thought, yeah, this is opportunity. These guys speaking about the Bible. Let me just show how wicked I am. Let me just say, yeah, if they're really a Most High, why doesn't he just strike me down right now? That's what people believe. That's what they say, man. That's what mixing among these nations that they'll have you do. So you commit blasphemy by taking the name of the Lord in vain. That's blasphemy. There's multiple ways you can do that. Right? You can do that by cursing him, right? Making false oaths. You can do that, like I was saying, by being in his truth and then just taking his name that you knew and then just throwing it away. Because you had the name of the Lord and you made it vain. Vain meaning worthless. He said, I don't need this name of the Lord. I'm going to just put that aside because I'm going to do what I want to do. I want to be with Esau. I want to be in this religion. All of that will be taking the name of the Lord in vain. All right, let's get one more in Exodus, Isaiah 65 verse 2.
So book of Isaiah 65 and verse number 2. And it reads, I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts.
All right, that's awesome, man. Go on.
A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick,
All right, go on.
which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things is in their vessels.
That's what makes God angry. You're eating swine's flesh. You put abominable things in your vessels. You got shrimp in your bag. You got abominations there in there. Go on.
Verse 5, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all day.
Is that not Christians? Are they not the ones who have abominable things and eat swine's flesh? And they say, I'm holier than you, right? Because, you guys, so I'm holier than you, man. I don't need the word from you. How many times do they say that? I don't need the word from you. I'm saved already. Right? I'm saved. I got a prawn sandwich in my bag, but I'm saved. So I don't need you to preach to me. You should be preaching to the unbelievers. They say that I'm holier than thou, man. And Lord willing, I'm gonna bring this precept up 10 times today, man.
Verse 6, behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silence, but will recompense every recompense into their bosom.
Finish on verse 7.
Your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom.
Right, because they came from knowing the Lord, and they went from that to burning incense upon the hills, man. Right, devoting their resources unto these other gods. Right, they went from knowing the Lord unto that. That would be blasphemy. So you just blaspheme in the name of the Lord. Right, it can be the name that is within you, and you throwing it away as well. Right, so when we do that, right, be careful, right, because that will be sin. You have to take heed to that name of the Lord that's sown within us, right? You even knowing his name, right? Knowing his word, knowing his commandments, right? You have to make sure that's within you, and not just taking this Bible for granted, just throwing your Bible over there, and just I'm done with that. I'm done with that stuff. Right? You don't reading, you're not studying. Right? You don't have no accountability to what the Most High is saying. All of that be blaspheming, man. Right? So did Yahawashi blaspheme? No, man. Right? The name of the Lord is in Yahawashi. It will be impossible for him to blaspheme regardless. But people will try and accuse you of such things because they're not blaspheming. They're trying to say you're blaspheming, but you're not blaspheming the Most High. You're blaspheming their God. Right? You're blaspheming what they believe in. Hey, that's what they believe in. We're not blaspheming the Most High. Right? So let's finish on Exodus 20.
So book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
So you have to glorify the name of the Lord, because if we don't, the opposite of glorifying the Lord is blasphemy. So you have to glorify the name of the Most High, man, constantly, consistently, right? Because you can never go far enough, right? So praise to the Most High, man. And we'll close out the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Daba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Baharatazak, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathananoa, Lakam, Kalyawam, Wasalaknoa, Kawathanoa, Kasalaknoa, Kawawathiyanoa, Wala'a, Thabayanoa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wathaparath, Lawalamiam. Amen. That's our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. By Hashem Mashakum Shine. Amen. Praise to the Most High. Most High willing everyone has a good Sabbath. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.